was another big week for me at the comic shop. 11 comics, including I think 3 or 4 new first issues, and a book. So I'm going to see if I can knock through these comics and show you the book. Okay, so here is Velvet number 6, Brubaker, Epting, Breitweiser, 70s spy story, or is it late 60s? One or the other. Either way, good comic. Nicely drawn, nicely written. Sort of that modern Alan Davis photorealistic style. Good stuff. First trade will probably be out soon. Check it out. It's come Savage Dragon 196 by Eric Larson. Savage Dragon's son is now taken over the book officially. This is one of those comics that, like Gasoline Alley, takes place in real time. So everybody's been growing up for the last 20 years. If you haven't read Savage Dragon by now, you're probably not going to, but with issue 200 right around the corner, you should give it a read. Issue 21. I think this is the third part of the new story arc, which is pretty much the same as the old story arc, except it takes place a few months in the future. The two main characters and the baby are still trying to live their lives, and things won't let them. Issue 21, you haven't tried Saga by now? Pick up the trades, there's tons of them. Here we go with Revival, issue number 22. Wow, these comics I started picking up a couple years ago are getting up in bigger numbers now. 22, I never would have thought a lot of them would reach this high. Some of them didn't, but Revival has. It's good story. A bunch of people come back to life. Small town horror, they call it. Rural noir. That's what the little blurb on top says. But either way, it's a good story. Fun stuff. I'm keeping with it. The second issue out of 4 of Dream Thief Escape. I missed out on the first miniseries of Dream Thief, but I enjoy this one. It's about a guy who gets taken over when he goes to sleep by people who have want to get vengeance on someone. So then they take over his body and go get vengeance, and he wakes up and goes, "Doh!" And it's all about him and all sorts of crazy adventure stuff, I guess. This is only the second issue I've read, so I can't give you that good a synopsis. Trees, number 3, Warren Ellis, Jason Howard. I actually managed to read this one tonight before I made this. And every issue of this has been different. I'm still not exactly sure what the overall story is going to be about. The first issue is about these giant alien things coming down and just doing nothing. Except wrecking stuff around them almost accidentally, and how human beings are dealing with that. And the second issue is about human beings trying to figure out scientifically what's going on. And the third issue is about just people living their everyday life. So I have no idea what the overall story is going to be with this, but so far it's been good. And as soon as I saw this cover, I thought back to Art School Confidential by Daniel Close, and a gun inside her pregnant belly, which once again I have no idea what that has to do with the comic inside. It's just the old tampon in a teacup trick, as Dan Close put it. When you take two otherwise unrelated images, and put them next to each other, and let the reader draw from it what he will. Anyway, Trees is a good series. I'm sticking with it. Undertow, number 6 of 6. Didn't know it was a miniseries at first. Was a little iffy about it. Have really liked this. Can't wait to see how it wraps up. This is one, if you like weird, strange comics, this might be one for you. It certainly was for me. But I'm sure it'll be out in trade sometime. And because this is, I guess it's a mini, because it's doesn't say 6 of 6 anywhere on it, but I read it was 6 of 6. That's the problem with some of these image books, is I don't know if they're miniseries or not sometimes. They turn out to be, and like Dead Body Road turned out to be, and so did Undertow. We'll see which others are. And the first of the first issues, Walt Simonson's Ragnarok. It's Walt telling the story of Thor the way he wants to do it on his own, and it's got some really nice Walt Simonson art with Laura Martin on the colors, I believe that is who Martin is. John Workman on the lettering. And this, I don't even think this is digital lettering. This is actual hand lettering. Don't see that too often. Nice Thor shot. Can't wait to dig into that one. Should be pretty good. Nice cover there. Eye-catching. Versus Gru, #1 of 4. I had no idea this was coming out. Just saw it on the stands. I'm a long time Gru fan. I've also liked Conan too. Tom Yates is drawing the Conan parts, and Sergio Aragonés is drawing the Gru parts. There's some Gru parts, there's some Conan parts. Let's see, do we have Conan and Gru together? I am not sure how they're going to pull this off. I guess there's some Conan and Gru-ish together. But I was like, what the heck? Saw it on the stands, picked it up, immediately put it on my pull list, and I'll get the other 3 issues too. We have Supreme Blue Rose #1. Warren Ellis writing, Tula Lotay drawing. I've never heard of Tula Lotay, but it's got some nice looking artwork. Once again, I have no idea if this is a continuing series or a mini-series. But I like the artwork. I generally like Warren Ellis's independent stuff. Not a huge fan of his Marvel stuff. But put it on the old pull list and we'll buy it for a little while. See how it is. Last comic of the week is Ted McKeever's The Superannuated Man, #2. I really enjoyed issue #1. Matter of fact, I liked it better than his last series, Miniature Jesus, which I liked Miniature Jesus too, but I found the first issue of The Superannuated Man even better than that last series. Superannuated means made obsolete through age or technology, and that's the story here. Human beings have somehow are not running the planet anymore, and there's a bunch of other animal creatures and stuff running around. They haven't really explained anything except this guy lives on a dock, on a boat, trying to get by, and other than that, we'll see where it goes. Ted McKeever stuff is always weird and different, and I like weird and different, so if you do too, give it a try. Finally, the book I got is the Sakai Project. Artists celebrate 30 years of Usagi Yojimbo. I'm a big fan of Usagi Yojimbo. I've been buying it since it came out in the mid-'80s. And Stan Sakai's wife has gotten sick over the last I don't know how many years. So in order to raise some money to help pay her bills, they had an auction of artwork where, you know, all people who know and like Stan donated artwork to the auction. Then someone said, matter of fact, that someone is in the introduction. Let's see, and his name is Tone Rodriguez, was it? I remember it being, but there we go. Tone Rodriguez, Vice President, Comic Art Professional Society. Said, let's make a book out of it. Dark Horse said, okay. So this book is filled with artwork that people did for Stan. There we go. And the variety of styles in images is kind of amazing. Nice black and white piece there. Because people did all sorts of things. They drew from the Japanese nature of Usagi. They drew from the cartoon nature, they drew from the samurai nature, they drew from the turtles, cartoonishness of Usagi. Some even went with their own thing. Put Usagi in a pretty girl, because that's what Alex Maleev does. There's a mean Usagi. A beautiful line drawing Usagi. Different just the variety and talent of the artists in this book is amazing. I mean, look at that right next to this nice line drawing. There's just tons and tons. Look at that. Like that one a lot. Of different Usagis. Oh, there's a couple of nice ones. Who's that? Matt Wagner. I think that's one of the demons that Usagi had to fight off one time. Chris Samney. Nice color on that one. I was going through that earlier in the night and it just blew me away. The just complete amount of good work that's in there. It's a $30 book. Profits go to Stan Sakai to pay some medical bills that come with being sick. And it's just an amazing book. It's one you should check out if you get the chance. Alright, have a good week, YouTube.